T9. We were 2,000 souls sailing for Earth across a beautiful, infinite, airless ocean. Space. We passengers celebrated, unaware of how treacherous that ocean could be.
Merry Christmas, baby. Your husband insisted that I give you this on Christmas Eve.
Thanks, Rilla.
He wanted to remind you of home while you're down on Earth.
Wanted to remind me that I wasn't home for Christmas Eve.
Check the census.
I'm reading heat buildup on port 5.
There's nothing showing on the other sensors.
I'm sending in a ticket.
Overreacting.
Find the source, T9.
I see something. It's octopus shaped. It's got copper tentacles leading into a hot metal core.
T9, get out! Get out of there now! Other Lifepods when they
I think I pulled out my camera because I needed something to hold on to. Some people would say I'm better suited to exploit sex scandals than report real news.
Gate outer doors. This is engineering. The reactor's coming apart. We're on fire. We're evacuating.
How many got out? None. Just like before. Come on. They're ejecting. None of the pods are ejecting. There's no more room for overloading these
You three! The terrain vectors have gone critical!
Hey, get out over there. We're not clear yet.
We are
Hey, get up here and stop in. You're gonna hurt yourself.
not so bad. It's not so bad. Lift it up. Just lift it up.
Babies on Earth, right? They perform miracles. They can make them well again.
Yes.
They can make them well again, right?
Yes, it's okay.
Somebody help me! Somebody help me!
He needs morphine. There's got to be a med kit around here.
Tuli!
Here it is. I got it. We lost most of it.
That's heaven.
Don't start enjoying it too much.
Is he going to be okay?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Well done, everybody.
Tech Mavine, can you hear me up there? Tech Mavine?
I think we've
Maybe.
escaped the worst of it. Your job is to keep everybody healthy until the cruiser can pick us up. And I want a complete rundown of all the medical supplies on board. I'll bet half of them are out of date.
And what's your job, sir?
There are a lot of critical decisions to be made. You want to give it a try?
Delegating risk is not for me.
Mr. Banks has got my vote. He is an Earth Corps director.
The tech is the only person qualified here to make decisions.
Assuming she's still alive. She's not even responding.
If she didn't make it, we don't have a chance. She's the only one who can guide this thing.
Tech Mavine, what's your status? Mavine? You hear me, Mavine? Mavine, talk to me. You hear me, Mavine? Mavine.
This is Tech Mavine.
You have me worried.
I'm okay.
I can't get a picture on VidCom.
Must have surfed out. What's the status of the passenger hold?
Shell rupture's patched. Hull damage is considerable. I got one passenger wounded. He's losing blood. Also got a woman with shorted out nerves. Her baby died in hyperstasis.
Do what you can.
Any chance I can reach you? Have you tried repressurizing the crawlway?
Pressure lasted a few seconds. It's a no-go unless we can patch the ruptures.
How are the shields doing?
They jammed. They've got no protection. They got a dose of radiation when the terranium blew. I need a list of the people we've got on board.
Tech. This is Director Banks. Have you established contact with the shipping authority?
No. Once the Mayday signals reach Helios, they'll send out search cruisers.
And just how long will that take?
It'll take 4 days for them to reach the crash coordinates. By then, we'll be long gone.
Why aren't we waiting in this sector?
The force of the blast launched us out of the search range.
Just reverse your main engines.
This isn't one of the new shuttle jacks, Director. This is a Lifepod. Lifepod's drift. We only have thrust drives for docking, that's it.
Then tell Helios that I'm on board. They'll send a high-speed shuttle.
With what? Our communication systems are down. Any suggestions?
Why the hell doesn't anything work on this thing?
The Earth Corp Board of Directors decided it wasn't cost-effective to maintain them.
Just lost my vote, Director.
I'm sending out an orbit marker so they can track us.
Trajectory.
This better work. It's the only orbit marker we've got.
The ocean is 10 billion light years across.
We'll need to ration everything we've got, which means an immediate inventory. Rena, I believe it is. I need you to take charge of that.
Ask your Thule to do it, Tech. I don't take orders from Earth Corps bootlickers.
All right. I'll take care of the inventory.
Looks appetizing. Is that all the water we've got?
That's the way it appears.
You're awfully young to be so tough.
You haven't been on Venus very long, have you?
What makes you think that?
When you live underground on a planet with a surface temperature of 800 degrees, you get used to the petty hardships.
I hope you like biscuits. Divide them into 8 portions and serve them twice a day. You should get quite a story.
And you should get some great publicity.
Don't confuse me with your ex-husband.
No chance, Director. My ex-husband didn't make any bones about being a publicity whore. He knew why he married me.
Did he know why you were marrying him?
Sure. It's for the great sex.
His Earth Core file contains some rather interesting videos.
I believe the term is explicit, Director. I know. I took them.
Is there something, some way I can help?
Yeah. Could you, take these blankets and distribute one to each bunk?
I'll see what I can do.
No pulse for heart stop!
Go. It's nothing.
Come on!
Breathe, breathe!
Keep trying! Again! Still no heartbeat! She's not responding!
I guess you just didn't want to live, maybe.
You sure she killed herself?
If you have something to share with the rest of the group, let's hear it.
I found this in her throat.
What is it?
It's a piece of vacuum-formed plastic.
A water bulb. It's pretty hard to stick anything in your throat with your arms strapped down.
I loosened her straps. She seemed to be calming down. I thought she'd be more comfortable.
Loose enough so that she could have gotten out?
I don't know, maybe.
You're overreacting. There's a story the colonists on Venus learned in school. I'm sure Miss Januzia is familiar with it. Back when the Earth's polar region was still in ice, an Eskimo family was trapped in a winter storm. The children were starving and weren't going to last another day. Father went out into the blizzard but came back empty-handed. The children fell asleep in the grandmother's arms, knowing they were going to die. Next morning, the parents woke up to discover that the grandmother had cut her wrists and drained her own blood into a soup bowl. The children were saved by her sacrifice.
What is your point, Mr. Turman?
Look, nobody has the right to decide who lives and who dies.
Nobody said anything, Parker.
I'd be the first to go, wouldn't I? I'm only suggesting to her family that if we get through this, we record her death as a gift to us all. A sacrifice.
Seemed the right thing. Maybe this way they'd always be together. I think the Thule took it hard. His oath of service is to keep his passengers alive, no matter what the cost to himself.
Parker, no! You can't have too much of this.
Okay.
Power unit charging.
Oh! I've changed course.
Locked onto a radio beacon. It's from an orbiting resupply buoy about 3 days from here.
Should be stopped with provisions.
How are they going to track us? You should have consulted us.
I took the risk, sir. I didn't have time.
As long as I'm on board, you will consult me before taking any more risks. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. You mind?
Aren't you curious about the director?
More curious about you.
You all right, Turman?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Mr. Banks, I have a word with you.
What is it?
Can the others hear me?
No. No one can hear you.
What happened to your face?
Craig's fell on me.
Really? Where?
In the cargo hold, I was stacking freight.
Stacking freight.
Yeah.
You know, you're only as dangerous as the secrets you keep.
Well, then you have nothing to worry about. Do you mind?
You so sure?
Look.
They only give those to the violent ones. What were you convicted of?
Do you notice these stress inflections in the text voice when she mentioned the boy?
Stress inflections, I don't understand.
Yes, the stress inflections. You've had your voice augmented, haven't you? To enhance your speaking authority. The larynx surgeon did a very, very fine job. The bass undertones are almost too perfect. You understand, I've had to train myself to hear what others could not. It's not that we actually hear better, we're just trained to listen better. That's all.
So you think she was less than honest about the boy?
Oh, yes, I do. Absolutely. If only to keep our spirits up, yes.
Thule, I got a little more radiation than I thought. I got a hell of a tan.
When you figure out how to repressurize a crawlway, you let me know.
You'll be the first to know. Gotta get to her. She's gonna cook like a mouse in the microwave.
The harder it is to breathe, the more the walls of the pod seem to close in on us, and the more obsessed we become with how we came to be trapped here.
How many times are you going to watch that?
Until I figure out what happened. Truly, you think a problem with the reactor could have caused this?
It didn't feel like the reactor. Structural shocks reverberated from 3 separate locations on the liner.
It's a lot to figure from vibrations.
Before I lost my sight, I was a safety inspector. Specialized in structural fatigue.
So I guess you already figured out what happened.
No. Not yet, but I keep feeling it over in my mind.
Could have been a meteor.
The hull shields were built to deflect meteors.
Well, what then? Thule?
Maybe.
Q3.
You sent T9er in. What did he see?
He described something.
Octopus shape. Hot center. Copper leads.
What is it, Julie?
Fusion smelter.
What's that?
It's a mining tool.
A mining tool? It's a mini fusion reactor. It liquefies minerals where you find them. Drill a hole in a big rock, drop it in. A day later, you find a pool of precious metals ready for harvest. Sort of a controlled meltdown. We've been trying to alloy them from Venus for years.
Well, why would anyone carry a fusion smelter onto a space liner?
To destroy it?
Tech's been picking up occasional faint signals from search and rescue ships, but we've no way to respond. Unspoken is the fear that we could all die for the lack of a few dollars worth of computer chips and antenna mesh.
I've been picking up radio communications between the ships and the search party. They're hard to make out, but I think they said Director Banks is presumed dead. They're talking about calling off the search. The directors don't think the number of civilian survivors would justify the expense. They're saying that the explosion was an act of terrorism by the rebels on Venus. They believe the colonists were specifically targeting Director Banks.
Look, crap. It's nothing but propaganda.
Whose side are you on, Miss Janusia? Maybe you're a terrorist looking for revenge.
Every colonist with a pumping heart wants revenge, but we'd settle for just being left alone. Venus has a chance, Director. We've taken an uninhabitable place and made it into something, and Earth Corps is doing everything it can to destroy that, just like it did on Earth.
I visited the schools funded by Earth Corps. I went to the settlements that we paid for. And I attended town meetings. I met a lot of people, grateful for the chance at a new life.
Did you visit the mineral pits where they blow out people like candles? Did they show you the children in the radiation burn wards? Did you see any dissident re-education camps, Director?
I personally investigated those rumors. Those camps don't exist.
Don't exist. They don't exist? I got these in the same camp where my father was murdered by an Earth Corps Inquisitor, Director. I believe Earth Corps is capable of anything. I'd even believe that you blew up the Terrania.
That's outrageous.
It gives Earth Corps an excuse to call in the troops.
I may be guilty of a lot of things, but a death wish is not one of them.
But you didn't die, did you, Director?
Neither did you.
If someone turned my back into a roadmap, I think I'd be capable of almost anything. And we know what your motive is, don't we, Director?
And yours, Mr. Kane. What is your motive?
Well, Mr. Kane is an escaped criminal. Go on, show them your restraint cuff. Limits aggression with chemical heat triggered by adrenaline. What was your crime, Mr. Kane?
I was a political prisoner.
Mr. Kane is right. If you look closely enough, everyone has a reason.
Yes, except me.
Oh, even you, Mr. Parker. Even you. How much life insurance do you have?
What?
Well, how much? Your wife would be set for life, wouldn't she? And me? Even me, I'm blind. I lost my sight while working for Earth Corps. It was an accident. Faulty equipment. Nobody gave a damn about me or my family.
What about the Q3?
Well, he has the best motive of all, doesn't he? What would you feel if you had to chop off your arm and replace it just so you can earn an extra 50 credits a day? I don't know about you, but if I were told I was only as valuable as my toolkit, I would hold a pretty big grudge. If you look closely enough, everyone has a reason.
Have you forgotten, Miss St. John?
Well, I'm easy. Story of the century.
If you survive to sell it.
All right, dinner's almost ready, everyone. Rena?
Can I have the water, please?
Oh, sure. Can I offer you some wine with your biscuit, Mr. Turner? Would you like me to warm yours over the barbecue, Mr. Kane, like they used to in the old days?
No, raw is fine.
Parker, you better eat something.
You woke me up for this?
Do you have a reservation, Mr. Banks? Oh, yes, I see that you do. Here you go. The house specialty. Enjoy. Bon appetit.
To the chef.
Oh, thank you. It was nothing. So what do we think? Could the saboteur have planted the device on the ship before it left port?
A fusion smelter comes in 2 sections. You have to join them together to start the reaction. They can't be operated remotely.
Well, then, unless this was a suicide mission, the person who did it had to have been on board to create the controlled reaction and then escape. Which means that he or she could still be on this Lifepod.
Kane was already on the pod when I got here.
And I was in custody when this all started.
You're not in custody now.
How did you get on this Lifepod, Mr. Kane?
That's right, you were a prisoner. How'd you escape?
I was running for my life when the explosions happened. Just like each one of you.
Mr. Kane seems to be under a great deal of stress.
His cuff, it's burning him. He must be lying.
You did it, didn't you? You son of a bitch. You blew up that ship. Killed all those people. All those kids. We should put him in the airlock. Let his lungs suck out of his mouth just like he did all those people on Terania.
Why not? He's using our air and water.
Just stay the hell away from me! Put the knife down, Kane! I didn't do it. Put it down!
The age of this gun for you. Old-fashioned powder, and that gets through security when lasers don't. But it still fires well enough to put a bullet right through you.
What are you waiting for, Banks? Go on, give him what he deserves. Do it!
There'll be no lynching on this pod. I'll take your gun, Mr. Banks. I'm here to keep you alive. Now give me your gun. And the knife, Mr. Kane. Give it here.
Kane. All right for now. But you so much as come near me, and I'll give you my own justice.
Crazy.
Electrical schematic, section
Gotta get you down here, Mavine.
Hydraulic channel, section 5.
Can't keep the machinery running and these guys from killing each other at the same time.
6 and 7. Superstructure, section 8.
There's gotta be another way.
Electrical schematic, section 3.
When I thought we just faced the elements, I was almost glad the tight space forced us together. But now, there's no place to hide, not even from our thoughts. So we sit, silently waiting. For what? Death or rescue? Filling our lungs over and over with this stale, metal-tasting air.
His breathing's getting worse.
So's yours.
I can't get in the air. I can't breathe.
We'll need every leader for emergencies.
This isn't an emergency, we're suffocating.
Listen to me. It's no worse than breathing high mountain air on Earth. Our children on Venus practice this every day.
This is no drill. The air's getting thinner.
Listen to her. We use these now, we got nothing to fall back on later.
Just limit your activity and breathe shallow. We'll be fine for hours.
The oxygen recirculation units are dead.
There must be a backup system.
The Lifepod is a backup system.
Fix it, Dooley. Find a way.
Yes, sir.
I think our Thule's developing a will of its own.
Thule arm systems, check. Hydraulics reflex, check. Cooling units, check.
You take better care of that thing than you do yourself.
That's worth more than I am.
You're gulping it, Miss St. John. Watch me. Okay? Could you please point that somewhere else?
Rena Januzia. Where were you born? Earth?
Venus.
Is that where your parents were born?
My parents were born in Kansas.
Well, we're not in Kansas anymore.
You know, on Venus, EarthCore uses cameras like that to spy on people. If you aim it at me again, it's gonna end up recording parts of your anatomy you never knew existed.
What are you so afraid of?
She thinks you may be working for EarthCore. I don't like that camera pointed at me either.
Few good cells on the solar panels. We'll have to steal from temperature control. Should be enough to drive the oxygen recirculation units, though. It's going to be a trade-off. We'll be able to breathe, but it's going to get awfully hot in here.
Let me show you a picture of my wife. Her name's Lily. She's a school teacher on Venus.
She's beautiful.
I had a real apple on my trip. Here.
How'd you get it?
I got it out of first class. I'm a ship's cook. I got the seeds right here. Me and Lily. We're gonna have the first damn apple tree on Venus. I'm not gonna let this damn injury ruin my plans.
Come on, it's gotta work. Come on. Come on, work.
Disabled the cooling systems to fix the air circulation. We can breathe, but we're going into a searing hell, one lungful at a time. On Earth, a sunrise means warmth and life. But in space, the sun never sets. There's no relief from its relentless heat. It just sits above us, slowly burning away our illusions of strength and resolve.
Sweetheart, it really hurts.
Diagnostics check completed. Radiation contamination in the cockpit remains extremely hazardous.
tech says asteroid miners store food, water, and oxygen on their supply buoys.
We're all going to cook.
She says we're 2 days away, if we can just hold out.
Thank God we've got plenty of water.
Torturing me, Director. Is this all you could salvage with these sawdust-tasting biscuits?
You're the food tech. Why didn't you figure out a way to improve the flavor?
You better be careful gulping down that water.
We'll run out of air before water. I figure we've got just under 6 days worth now.
No problem. We'll be at the supply buoy in a day and a half.
Thurman thinks that Navy invented the buoy to give us something to look forward to.
No, I think just to keep our spirits up, that's all. Of course, see, with seven people, we could last 6.5 days. With 6 people...
Hey. There are 8 of us here. Not 7, not 6. 8.
I was just trying to,
Don't get so worked up, Parker.
Yeah, well, I don't like his arithmetic.
Come on, you have to drink.
No, I think it's the water that's making me feel sick.
We've all been drinking it. It's the heat.
I'm telling you, it tastes oily. There's something the matter with it, okay? So, what do you think?
It's hydraulic fluid. The water's contaminated. If we drink any more, it'll kill us.
If we stop drinking in this heat, we will die.
Are you saying someone intended for us to die?
It's the supply buoy. She found it.
There it is. I see it.
I wonder if they got real food frozen out there. If they left apples. I can make us a pie. I can make us a pie. I can make us a pie with ice cream.
It's empty, Parker. A meteor hit it. There's nothing there.
You're wrong. Come on, Parker. Come look. It's just like you said. Food and oxygen and first aid kits. Oh, and there's lots of food for you. And water. Barrels of it. So you can bathe in it. And there's clean clothes for you, Banks. Oh, Banks. Oh, you want some clean clothes?
Do you? Well, you can all have them. You can all have your clean clothes. Because we're looking at a 5-star space motel out there. What?
Director, I'm sorry to say we'll have to revise our calculations. At the present rate of consumption, we can
Why
only
don't you
last-
shut up, Turman? I'm sick of your damn calculations.
I think it's funny.
With endless sunlight and exhaustion, I don't know what day it is anymore. Seconds stretch into hours, days collapse into minutes.
You can't have my blood. I'm not gonna give it to you, you hear me? So you can make soup out of it. I'm not!
Take it easy, Parker. I won't let anybody hurt you.
Tech, you lost your gamble. What's next?
They'll come.
You just hang on. They'll find us.
What is she doing to ensure they'll find us? Why doesn't she give us a specific plan?
Faith, Director. We're going to get through.
Faith never got me anywhere. Determination. That's the only thing that counts.
Drink any more of that, it'll eat a hole in your stomach.
If we don't drink, the game is over.
It's not over yet. We can recycle our own fluids.
What, you mean we drink our own...
That's right.
Electrical schematic, section 6.
Mavine, I think I found a way through to you.
How?
The channels on the outside of the crawlways. They house electrical feeds. They split into 4 sections. I think one of them still might be pressurized.
Those are raw, high-voltage feeds. I mean, if your arm brushes against it, you'll fry.
There's no other way to get to you. I've got to take the chance.
Now stay put, Q3. That's an order. They can survive without me. They can't survive without you.
Lucky you didn't lose your hand. I heard it whistling last night.
You should have said something.
I did. I told Turman, but he said he didn't hear anything.
I was asleep, Mr. Parker. Had I been awake, I would have heard it. Is Miss St. John going to be okay?
Aren't those patches permanent, Tully?
Heat and cold sometimes cracks them.
You gonna help us or what?
Good idea, Turman. Closing up the compartment will save a lot of oxygen.
Yeah, well, it won't matter if we all go crazy in one room.
Mechanical room permanently. Mechanical room depressurized.
Oh my God. Oh. Can't you feel it, Parker?
Yeah. It feels much better.
It feels better. Where'd you get this? Who's been giving you these?
I had it stashed for emergencies.
The morphia slowed down your circulation so much the antibodies couldn't keep up. Your leg feels better now because the nerves are rotted through. It's putrefied, Parker.
Give it a rest! Give it a rest!
I don't trust her.
She's all you've got, Parker. It's gangrene. His leg has to come off or he'll die.
This isn't a hospital. I can't saw his leg off like it's a lock.
No, you can't have my leg! You can't cut my leg off! God, help me! Help me, God! God, help me! Help me!
Parker, she's gonna help you, okay? You wanna live, don't you? You wanna go home and see your wife? I've never done anything like this.
I thought you were a med tech.
I'm a second-year medical student. I was going to Earth to do my year of field certification.
Lily.
Oh, God, Lily. They're gonna cut off my leg. They're gonna cut off my leg, Lily. Don't let them cut off my leg.
Strap him in! It's gonna be okay. Strap it!
You gotta put this on film, right?
Oh, come on, I'm not that heartless, Parker.
No, I want you to! I might get a medal or something! Morphine! I can't do this without morphine!
Think about Lily. Think about it. Can't help anymore.
Come on, it's heavy with anything!
Hold down, please hold
Hit me
down.
with something! Just hit me with anything! Hit me with anything!
Think about Lily.
Hit me with something! Hit me with anything!
Okay, okay.
Let's go!
Get the strap. I got you. I gave you everything.
Come on!
I realized how much Tech Mavine had been a light in our darkness. When her shields caved in under the force of the comet tail, so did our hopes.
Q3. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about Mavine. I just have a...
That's okay.
What'd you mean when you said it's happening again?
Sun's gone. Mavine's gone. Food and water's gone. It's all over.
There's enough to survive for a couple of days.
You know what it's like drifting in shadow without heat?
No.
I was on the dark side of Jupiter. Our ship caught fire, heading for the mines, an Io. Our pod got out. We drifted 3 weeks. 53 men, freezing to death.
How many survived?
One.
So you don't go down with the ship like a good tool is supposed to. So what? If somebody on this pod dies and it's not you, your honor goes to hell?
No. I just don't want to watch it again.
She made a mistake.
She gave her life trying to steer us through that ice cloud.
We wouldn't have been in the ice in the first place if she hadn't changed course.
Look, Mr. Newsia, she did the best she could with what she had to work with. She was trapped up there, and I couldn't get to her.
Stop it. You have to learn to work together. Let's put our personal differences aside.
Gentlemen, everybody is coming apart at the seams. And you're calm. How do you explain that?
A little self-control, that's all.
What's in your little bag of tricks?
Just my personal things, that's all.
Let's make sure.
No, this is not... There is nothing there.
Go.
There's the cane there.
Let go!
It's nothing. You're satisfied, Mr. King?
Parker! Oh my God, Parker, you scared me. How you doing?
Snow. What planet are we on?
It's the frozen vapors from the air circulators. Don't give in to it. Keep talking if you want.
Thanks. You'll save a lot of air if you just let me go.
Sorry. Hey, Parker, you know what day it is? It's New Year's Eve.
You've been out here 6 days. Happy New Year, everybody.
New Year's Day, I can't celebrate. We would have arrived on Earth a few hours ago. Our families and friends would have been there to greet us with smiles and open arms.
I have this vision of them shipping my body back and my family having to bury me with this damn thing. I couldn't do that to them.
Were you really a political prisoner, or you just make that up to save yourself?
You know, I was the first person in my family who ever got a job that wasn't day labor.
Yeah, what were you doing?
I worked in a water reclamation plant. We supplied water to all the desert areas in the country. I had to notify management if I saw any unsafe practices. My family was so proud of me. They were so proud. One night, we were hauling a shipment to this drought-ridden area. Only we don't go to the town. We drive into this complex in the side of a mountain, and we dump tons of this water into an underground reservoir. I've never seen so much water.
Water smugglers? So what'd you do?
I reported it. Just like they told me to do.
And what happened?
They told me to keep my mouth shut and do my job. But I pressed it.
Is that why you were arrested? Because they thought you were a dissident?
Shareholder Security Services, they showed up my door. Charged me with subverting the interest of the shareholders. Put me in a cell the size of a shoebox.
Is that what triggered your aversion to people with money?
People with money triggered my aversion to people with money. You know what bothers me about you, Claire? You don't just use this thing to pry into people's lives, do you? I mean, you use it to hide behind.
Just get that back to me.
Makes you feel like you're committed, doesn't it? Makes you feel like you care about telling the truth, but when it comes to making a choice, it's pretty clear where you stand, isn't it, Claire?
We all do what we have to survive.
You do a hell of a lot more than survive, Claire. Why did you make your choice? Tell me why you made that choice, Claire.
Just let me go.
I'm sorry. I'm just scared. Parker?
What's going on?
Parker, come on. Parker?
What are you doing?
What is it? What happened?
He's dead. Parker's dead. When did that happen? Ask Kate. He was standing over him when I woke up.
Oh, he died of natural causes.
There's nothing natural about a broken neck.
You son of a bitch.
Kane didn't do it. He was with me all night.
If Kane didn't kill him, who did?
I did it. I killed him. I had to. He was going to die anyway. He was using valuable oxygen. Somebody had to make a decision.
You killed him?
I did it for all of us. He wasn't going to make it. Ask Miss Januzia, she'll tell you.
He's right. Parker only had 10, 12 hours at best.
I was going to discuss it with the group, but I knew there would be a vote. And none of you would have the courage. I knew none of you would be willing to condemn him. You're all good people. You would choose to die rather than sacrifice the weakest link.
You had no right to make that decision by yourself.
Well, perhaps you're right, Miss Januzia. Perhaps you're right. But we are in the end game now, and it is survival of the fittest.
Oh, it's murder, and you did it so you could survive.
All right, Mr. Kane, have it your way. Q3, will you come here, please? Do you remember when I was playing with the numbers, trying to figure out our chances of survival?
Yes.
And do you remember that the numbers said that if two of us sacrifice, the chances of the others went up 50%?
Correct.
I'll be the second sacrifice.
What are you doing? No! He cut his wrist!
Hold on to the wrist. Keep pressure on it, keep pressure.
Hold it tight.
You should have let me go.
Claire. You have the video chip of the operation, right?
Yeah, why?
Reverse it.
Why?
Just do it. Stop. Now go forward. Slowly. Slow.
Oh my God.
What is it? What are you looking at?
You ducked.
What?
When the splint flew at you, you ducked.
Yes, of course I did. Of course I did. I heard it coming.
You heard that? You heard something flying through the air with all that screaming? You have pretty good ears, Mr. Turman.
You're not blind, Turman.
Did you poison the water? Did you?
You're not gonna hurt any more of these people.
Give me the gun, Q3. You know you're not going to hurt me.
Shoot him! Kill him!
Don't move. Stand back. You were right, Rena. Earth Corps needed an excuse to send in the troops.
Bastard.
Sorry we couldn't inform you, Director, but your files indicate you're somewhat suspect. When this is over, Mr. Kane will be the only suspect.
Dead, of course, but some things can't be helped. With the supplies I've hidden on this pod, I could last until I'm picked up.
survival plan had been to reduce our numbers one by one. But ironically, the provisions he'd stashed enabled Banks, Kane, and I to last a few days longer.
Lifepod 7, do you copy? This is Venusian Freighter 1 Apple X-Ray. Do you read?
refused to leave until I'd helped carry Parker and Rena's bodies onto the rescue ship. They were my friends. We left Q3 on the Lifepod. It was the highest honor we could pay him.